Hello, Globies! Another out and about from Glorious Life on Wheels. You know, some people have life throw them curveballs, and the lady that I'm going to be interviewing today had some of those curveballs. Oop, the wind is blowing, so we're getting a little bit of turbulence here. But she had some real curveballs thrown her way, and instead of sitting down and just throwing in the towel, she put together a plan, moved into a van for the first time, and hit the road immediately upon receiving one of those curveballs. So I'm going to introduce you to her now. Her name is Fee, and I think you're going to be as impressed by her tenacity and her determination as I am. All right, come on, let's go talk to Fee. Hello, Fee. How's it going?
It's great, real good.
Well, you are living in your Dodge Caravan, and can you tell me what year it is?
It's 2008.
And I met you here in Quartzsite, Arizona. When I met you, you had just been in this about, a week or two?
About a week or two, yes.
And you moved from Pennsylvania.
Yes, I did.
How old are you, Fee?
I'm 63.
Can you tell us a little bit about your background? I know that when we talked, you said you had worked at Walmart for 15 years.
Yes.
But then due to some challenges, you had to quit from working at Walmart. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I developed a blood clot that traveled from my leg to my left lung. And the doctors caught it and I guess dissolved whatever was in there. But I smoked for 35 years and it resulted in my lung capacity being very small. So I also have arthritic feet and 2 knee replacements. So it's a little challenging to do anything.
Now, you were telling me that what happened was because of the health problems, including the blood clot, you could no longer work and do the type of work you were doing at Walmart, standing and that type of thing.
Right.
And you were at that time living in a mobile home on a lot that you were renting?
Yes.
And you were sharing that you got evicted?
Yes.
Now, when did that happen?
That happened in November of 2020.
And you already had your van?
I did, because I kind of anticipated the curveball coming.
So you said you anticipated that basically you were going to be losing your home. Now, how did you know to look into van life? Was it something that you had known people who did it, or how did you know about living in a van?
Well, when I first got sick 2 years ago, and it's actually 3 now, I started watching YouTube. And I didn't know anything about the internet. Well, to recuperate and to get rid of boredom, I started watching YouTube, and I found Bob Wells, and I found some other people that were discussing van life. And Bob said that he had been in van life for more than 15 years, and he seemed like a very trustworthy and honest person. And he turns out he is.
So that planted a seed as you were anticipating and worrying about losing your home?
Yes.
Okay. And when I met you, as I had said, you had just started. So you got evicted on one day, you told me, and you hit the road the next?
Well, no, I didn't get evicted one day. I got evicted a month before, and then I left December 2nd, 2020.
So you moved into your van on what day?
December 2nd.
Oh, so you actually moved in on the same day that you left. And what made you decide to come out here to Arizona?
For my health. I heard that it was, people can breathe better out here. The humidity wouldn't be bad on me because it hurts me at home. I get sick from the humidity. And I have arthritis really bad, so they say that it was good for that too. So that's why I came out here.
So, having never lived in your van before, having just bought the van, as you were driving across country, what kind of thoughts were going through your mind?
Forward ho. I drove a truck about 8 months, an 18-wheeler, so it wasn't new to me.
Okay, so the idea of parking on the road and going to sleep was not foreign idea.
No, no.
So you weren't pulling in every night, looking around, waiting for someone to come kill you in your sleep.
No. I have my protection.
Well, it seems also you have a fierce attitude, a survival attitude, that you knew what was coming and you bought the van in anticipation.
Yes, I do that quite often.
Okay, so right now, people typically want to know how you're living on the road, but right now you had already shared with me you're living on what's left of your savings, and when you establish residency, you're going to be applying for Social Security.
Yes.
But you had shared with me, and you didn't mind me sharing, it's going to be less than $1,000 a month.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
And this is a lifestyle that you can maintain on that.
Oh, yes. Yes, I encourage anybody that can, in any vehicle, to come out here and enjoy the scenery. I mean, you're not living in the vehicle, you're sleeping in it. Out here is where you're living, and the scenery is beautiful.
Now, do you anticipate you'll ever try going back into a sticks and bricks after this?
I don't think so.
And why is that?
I don't like giving my money to those people. What little money I have.
So what about being lonely out here, or not having friends, or not having a community or neighbors? How do you feel about that?
I have friends at home yet that I stay in contact with. I'm a loner all my life, so loneliness isn't a thing with me. And I'm more forward now than I was ever. I was very backward and shy. I wouldn't speak to strangers, but now, 15 years at Walmart, you learn how to be friendly.
And outgoing.
Outgoing, yes. So I'm more outgoing now than I've ever been in my life.
So that served you well.
Oh, absolutely.
I find that this community, I'm making more friends than I ever did living in sticks and bricks.
Absolutely.
Only because I'm part-time, but I find that I'm developing relationships. You're very new to this, but have you already developed any friendships that you think will be lasting?
Oh, absolutely. I met a girl from Washington State here back in February, I believe. And we contact each other every week. I just met a girl yesterday. I needed to wash my van for this interview. And I saw this girl working on reflectix on her van. And she had this bewildered look on her face. And I stopped and I says, "Do you need some help?" And she said, "Yes." Well, she didn't say yes. She just said, yeah. And I went through a roll of reflectix already, and on the second roll, and I keep messing up. I said, "Well, I have a little bit of reflectix I'll give you, and I'll help you."
So it seems like you make fast relationships out here.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Well, speaking of reflectix, I'm going to look inside your van. I see that you have reflectix on your windows, and you use that for privacy or for climate control, or what?
Both.
Okay.
Yes, this reflectix really stops the heat from coming in, and the privacy is a big
And I see
plus.
It looks like you have one of those Harbor Freight moving
Yes, those are my privacy
moving
curtains.
blankets. Everyone in van life, I think, recognizes that. Well, why don't we do a little tour of your van.
Okay.
You want to show us where you sleep because that's really important.
Oh, so you want me to get up in here?
You don't have to get up. No, just show me from here. I'm not going to make you get up in there. So this is your bed?
Yes, that's my
Okay.
bed. It's a full-size cot.
Okay. Oh, it's a cot.
Yes.
Okay. And where did you get your cot from?
I got it from Dick's Sporting Goods.
Oh, okay. And then do you mind if I come in here and peek a little bit?
Absolutely. Go right ahead.
Okay, so in your cot, it looks like, what is this? You have foam? How?
There's foam.
And I'm going to, okay. And that's about maybe 4 inches?
About 4 inches, yes.
And how comfortable is that?
Oh, fabulous.
Really?
Fabulous.
Okay. And then I see over here, you have a little bucket.
Oh, yes, that's my...
I presume that's the loo.
Yeah, that's the loo.
Okay. And I see you have all kinds of storage in these plastic containers.
Yes, it's a, what Bob Wells calls it, a no-build build.
Okay. And over here, I see you have storage in the back. Let's go around and look in back.
Okay.
Now, how much would you say this build cost you, this no-build build cost you altogether?
I had everything at home. I think the cot cost me about $70. Most of it I had at home.
So, would you say less than $200?
Oh, I would say yes.
Really? So, here's your water container.
Yes.
And you have, that's just a hand pump?
Yes, that's a hand pump.
And how does that work for you?
Works well now that I have it wedged.
Oh, okay. All right. And then in these cabinets, what do you have in these cabinets?
Well, this is my silverware drawer and utensil drawer. My perishable food. So if I get critters in here, I don't have critters getting in my food.
Okay. And I see you have a propane tank here. Now, what do you use that for? Is that for heating?
That's for cooking.
Oh, for cooking.
Yes, I have a single burner stand port.
Can you take that out for a second so people
Sure.
can see that? Sorry to make you
No,
pull
that's
everything
all right.
out here.
I got a hose on it, and I forgot about that. Huh?
So now this is just a single burner,
Yes.
and you hook up your 10-pound propane to that,
Yes.
and then does this control here? I'm looking here. This control
Yeah,
how
that-
high the.
Yes, that's your flame control.
Now, how does this work for you? Do you use? I presume you use this outside.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, how have you been liking this? Does it work
Oh,
well?
I like this.
Really?
Yes.
And you recommend that?
Oh, absolutely.
And what's it called again?
This is a stand sport.
Now, how much does this cost about?
$25. I
Oh,
bought
so
it
very-
online.
Very economical.
Yeah, oh, yes, absolutely.
Now, what about food storage? Do you have refrigeration?
I have a cooler, but I just keep eggs and non-perishable things in it, vegetables.
So you haven't found that you needed a refrigeration?
No,
Now, what about electricity? Do you have any power?
I have the auxiliary power on the car.
And that's it?
all I use for charging my phone.
So you have no solar or no lithium battery or no fancy
I have regular
device?
batteries.
Okay.
That's what my lights are on.
Okay.
Regular batteries.
So your little fairy lights around inside are on your regular batteries?
Yes.
You know, when you say regular batteries, like a Duracell?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So this is under $200. Wow, you're very resourceful. Now, how about keeping clean?
Oh, good old baby wipes.
Okay.
Occasionally, the basin and washcloth.
Okay.
I have a garden sprayer
Oh, okay.
and a privacy tent.
All right. So you can just put that privacy tent up and take a little shower with your garden.
Yes.
When it's now that it's getting really, really hot, or starting to get hot down here in the desert, what do you think you're going to be doing?
Head north.
Okay. So it sounds like you have it all planned out.
Yes. Yes.
So if more and more people, especially with what's happening with this health scare going on, are going to probably find themselves in a situation where when all of their back rent comes due, they're going to be without homes. What would you say to those individuals, and as if they wanted to consider this as an option?
Well, I was going to say this is an option. Um, don't feel like you have to be put out of your home and not have a roof over your head, because a roof doesn't have to mean sticks and bricks. It could be a little metal box on wheels.
So a roof over your head comes in many forms, is what you're saying.
Absolutely.
Well, Fee, thank you so much for taking this time, and I hope that we'll be able to catch up with you later as you're further into your journey and you can tell us how things are coming along. Anything on your bucket list that you plan to do, or anything left? You've already, you had shared with me that you went back to school and became a actually not a four-wheel, but a 18-wheel driver, because that was on your bucket list. So anything else on your bucket list that you want to do?
Well, I have one more thing on my bucket list, and I wanted to go on a cruise in Alaska, but it looks like I'm going to have to drive to Alaska.
Well, how about this? How about when you take that trip to Alaska, you send us some pictures and I can post them?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Fee, and we'll be catching up with you on the road.
See y'all down the road.
Bye-bye.